Hello everyone. Today we will be looking at Watsonx Code Assistant for Z platform. This is a platform that helps us modernize our COBOL programs into modern applications that can run on mainframe. In this demonstration, we will start with understanding what are all the programs that are there in the COBOL program, understanding the various relationships and how they are all related. In the second step, we will identify one program that is ready to be modernized. So the first thing that we will do is refactor that code and see how the refactored code looks like. So let's go look at analyzing COBOL programs. So here we are using a tool called ADDI, which is part of the Z developer. Um, and we have loaded an application called GenApp. Let's now look at the program call graph for this GenApp. So we'll select all the programs in this application, in this project, and then look at the overall call graph. Um, the call graph will essentially tell us all the relationships between the programs, between the databases that exist. It should load up in a few minutes, and here you can see all the programs that exist. Um, there are various views of how we can look at these relationships. Here we are using a hierarchical. We can also look at how it is viewed in a symmetric view. We can look at the circular view, which is very useful because this says all the relationships are how they are contained in the application. Um, we will also see other views like the horizontal view here that talks about all the relationships. Now let's search for a table. I have already searched for a table called customer. Let's go to the circular view and then search where this customer is. See, it automatically brings up the customer as well as all the relationship that where all this table is being used and this data is being used. Let's go ahead and look at the transaction graph for the associated program here. And the transaction graph essentially picks up and identifies all the programs that are calling this customer table that we have created here. And if you want to look at the source code for any of these, so you can look at the source code for that and it comes up, hey, this is the COBOL source code where um, the uh, the LG test C1 program resides. So as you can see, ADDI gives us all the relationships and how all the programs are related and what are the candidate programs that we think we can modernize. In the next step, we will pick up a program to modernize and see how to refactor that code. Suppose we have identified that we want to um, modernize this application LG Test C1 that we saw in the Z developer. We want to understand whether it is good enough for us to modernize. So the first thing that we are going to go is go to WASI Analyze, and here I have searched for LG Test C1, and when I opened up LG Test C1, it opens up and it shows me um, what are all the connected programs, and we can see that there is a missing entry that is really not you cannot connect to this application that we want to refactor and remove. Next, what we will do is we will now go back to the Z developer, refactor this code, and then come back to WASI Analyze to see how that refactored code has actually been updated. In order to refactor, we will come back to our Z developer um, workspace, and then we'll explore the Gen app application. Now, when we explore the Gen app application, we see that there is um, this COBOL program called LG Test C1. As we open the LG Test C1 um, COBOL program, we can now find that it is calling this AAA program that doesn't exist. So we now know exactly what we need to refactor. We will clean this up, and then we will have a refactored code. So what we are seeing here is a process by which you are analyzing the entire COBOL programs, all the relationships, and you are understanding how you can use WASI Analyzer to understand what programs don't exist and how where do you refactor the code, what code needs to be refactored, and then coming back to your developer workspace to refactor the code. What we have seen here is an example of what we can do with Code Assistant for Z. Here we have analyzed the COBOL programs and we have identified a program to refactor, and we came back to refactor that code in our IDE. What we can do next is I look forward to working with some of your COBOL programs, and we can take you through these steps, but also go to the next set of steps as how do I translate this into a Java program and fix it in the missing uh, sections of a Java program. How do I create analysis of the code and create text describing what the code is? How do we test it, and then complete the whole um, development process of taking from analysis of a COBOL program to modernizing it. I look forward to working with you to do a full exercise with your COBOL programs so that we can take it through the entire set of steps. Thank you.